Hello, beautiful. I want to talk a bit about being blissful and that we get to choose that in every moment. A couple of things that I've heard just recently. The first one that I heard was the suffering ends when you decide to end it. You know, that's true for just you thinking. You something happened in your life and you having all these scenarios going on in your head of, what terrible thing could happen next or how that person really hurt you or whatever your scenario is that's going on. You know that you can change that thought. My experiment at the moment is to smile. I'm smiling. So, what I decided this morning, so I'm on day one, is that I'm going to sit on a cushion for 11 minutes and 11 seconds and smile. So I did it this morning and a couple of times I forgot to smile and went into negative thinking. But then as soon as I smiled again, it just changed the subject because I couldn't smile and think a negative thought, and I'm not gonna exercise that muscle. I'm just gonna remember to smile. And I'll just do it for that set amount of time and as much as I think about it during the day. Um, yeah, so smiling. But anyway, so why did I come to that? The suffering ends when you decide to end it. Even in my little 11 minutes, just, yeah, I can start going into a suffering scenario and then change it. And another thing, this was a lyric from a song that I heard this morning. The universe moves when I decide. I make a decision, and the whole universe alters around me. Isn't that incredible? One decision away. So, well, that was my thing that I wrote down after, like, because hearing that the universe moves when I decide reminded me of the saying before that, the suffering ends when you decide to end it. And then I wrote down one decision away from a blissful life in every moment. So I'm like, oh, I don't just go, whoa, and the whole rest of my life's going to be blissful because I made this one decision. No, it's in every moment. So I can have a blissful moment this moment and a blissful moment this moment. I want to light up a whole lot of blissful moments as soon as I decide. And then, of course, we have the little ego battle. Ego goes, what are you deciding? To make a video, to share my latest musings with you. The universe moves when I decide, and the suffering ends when you decide to end it. The universe moves when you decide, which is so true. You know, you've done it, like you quit a job. As soon as you decide that you're going to do that, so then you go through the actual motions of the actual thing and hand in your notice and all that stuff. Your whole world shifts, everything in it. It's all a different place, and you see it all differently. Mm. And of course, quitting your job is just one example, you know. Even things that, things might not work out the way you wanted. Like, the whole world shifted when I decided I was ready to have a baby. got married, did all the stuff, set up, get ready. Took 7 years to get pregnant, but the whole world in that time was a different place than it's been any other time. Any other time, I wasn't getting ready to be ready for that. And then you also, you get pregnant, whole world changes. You have the baby, whole world changes. Mm. So yeah, making the decision, even though like I made the decision to have the baby way before the baby came along. Actually, as one friend put it, she was like, you were that I was pregnant for 7 years. Mm. Might be why my daughter's so intelligent. She's like an elephant. They're pregnant for a long time. Mm. Anyway, the universe moves when I decide. The suffering ends when you decide to end it. And see, it's all only moment to moment. And especially it's so easy as humans to gather together and catastrophize about stuff, especially, there's so much going on in the world at the moment that we can all just look out and go, whoa, there's all this stuff happening. How could I possibly be happy now? Decide. Decide that whatever's happening over there, you're going to be happy now, even if it's something that's happening to you, really near you, one decision away. And even in trying, because I feel like I have to justify that, my ego's going, meh. There's the beginning of it's a tale of two cities, I think, and I don't even really know the story, but the first line in it is it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And I've found that really true in life. Quite often, the really good stuff and the really bad stuff all line up and they happen at the same time. I think it's that heightened emotion, like the veil's thin between worlds, like of your experience. Say it's the death of someone close, then, you're really emotional, really fragile, and everything's very close to the surface. Yeah, close to the surface. I think that, you can live your day-to-day life and nothing really bad's happening, nothing really good's happening, and you got your shields up and everything. And then something happens in it and your shields go whoosh away. Mm. And you sort of are you transported, sort of move into a different way of being. And you cry, but you also laugh and just have it all really vulnerable. Mm, vulnerable in a vulnerable position, state, way of being. And sometimes having a great big cry, although that's meant to be bad, feels amazing and releasing and cleansing and exactly what you need. So even though we judge that at bad, is that part of bliss? One decision away from living a blissful life in every moment. Every moment. It can be amazing this moment, humdrum the next moment, camera freaking out. I'm sorry if that's triggering for anyone. So I'm going to wrap it. The universe moves when I decide. The suffering ends when you decide to end it. One decision away from a blissful life in every moment. Thank you for being with me. I'm going to put the video here. Okay. Oh, thank you. And goodbye. And it's not just turn it on. Bye.